This is an insular life. This is what you see for 80 to 90% of a day on any given day. That is, if you have the time in your life to truly commit. This is your office. Some may call it a cave. Typically, it's located within a few feet of your bed. These are your friends. They keep you company, they keep you sane, they keep you focused, and they keep you inspired. You grew up fascinated with art, and now you manifest your love through your hands by the means of creation and imitation. This is what you work towards. This is your baby. This is your everything. This is worth it because you love every second of it. A process many people deem as insane is the lifeblood of hundreds of creative people globally, supplying the world with its most important asset, art. Art is as much community as it is the individual. When something comes out of the brilliant mind of one person, is executed upon, and then displayed, the world may now interpret and resonate with what it sees as its more personal aspects, like an indefinite Rorschach test of sensibilities, departing itself from the original author. For that reason, the whole you're working in is not where the stories come from, it's merely where they're produced. You might ask me, aren't those the same thing? Well, no. A story comes from lived experience and the human condition, the observation of reality. The animation, or the production part of it, is what comes from the grind and determination to convey this story. Leaving the cave you grovel within is just as important as manifesting one's work within that cave. The project I'm working on right now, Penguin Midnight, takes place in Japan. But the lived experience from the story comes from my life in Boston as a younger, nervous, and hormonal man. Boston has around 30 colleges and is incredibly dense. That's a lot of young people occupying one small space. Young people are absolutely awful with direct communication. So the most common conclusion to most dates I went on, whether I got any or not, was an eventual, indefinite, silent departure. The real world outside of the safety of your cave can be cruel sometimes. It can be confusing, but the experiences you take in this world will inevitably lead to you setting a standard for yourself and understanding your limits until you manage to break past those limits. This short film, Penguin Midnight, although partially inspired by my own lived experiences in a small-ish American city, is also heavily inspired by the concept of being an outsider. Being alone in an area so dense that people are constantly surrounding you on all sides, yet at the same time you feel insular or alone in your individuality amongst these people. Something that during my trips to Japan, a predominantly Japanese country, as a white person, I feel ever so intimately familiar with. I'm a white mutt of European nations forming itself into an American New Englander from Massachusetts. And despite not being particularly tall, I do still stand out when I'm in Japan. That feeling of being isolated by oneself in a way that you cannot control is something I also sought to capture. As such, the film was decidedly set in Japan. Things need to look and sound like a setting in a way that is not achievable by simply Google Mapsing or looking through a photo book or just Google searching something to find reference images. One cannot truly know an area until they've been there. One cannot truly capture an area unless they think of the tiniest of details and idiosyncrasies. Sound effect capture was perpetually taken the last time I went to Japan. Every ambient sound you hear will feel authentic because it is. Real reference footage and photos were taken in all areas the film takes place in. The Sapporo skyline came from a compilation of multiple photos taken across a skyscraper Ferris wheel. Hakodate's main street and trolley line had videos taken, both for POV shots, reference shots of particular angles, and this shot of the trolley going by. A particular street in Akihabara, where maids typically stand outside and wave down potential customers, was painstakingly replicated in 3D models. In Shibuya, I also took several photos of places that were more particular to its seedier element. And then for some reason with the Hachiko statue, I never actually took a picture of it in Japan, but of all places, I was able to get a picture of Hachiko in one of the first things that comes up in Google, is that, lo and behold, of all places, here he is. On that note, the short is in English, and I didn't have the budget to hire a Japanese cast, nor do my recordings in Japan because I live in Boston. I am working just with what I have, and what I have are Backstage.com actors who are willing to work for a small day rate and live within 100 miles of where I live in Boston so that I wouldn't have to pay exorbitant transit or hotel fees. And of course, still insanely talented actors. And then to make up for that one level of inauthenticity in the audio, we doubled down on another type of authenticity: room ambiance. All of the characters will sound like they are speaking within the rooms they are occupying. The same as with the ambient sound, when you see a place, it sounds like a place. When you hear an actor talking, and it looks like they're in the room, it's going to sound like they're in that type of room. Yeah, you can start rolling now.
Rolling.
All right.
That's when the red light's on, right? Yeah.
Yes. Hey, please.
Mr. Customer, we serve alcohol at low rates.
Low rates?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, whatever happened to that one girl?
What, the one with the...
Yeah, that bitch! The one was always stood at the corner by the udon shop.
She quit.
She quit?
Yes, sir.
Oh, just when you find a girl you like, she fucking quits on you.
She quit half a year ago, sir.
Half a year ago?
Hi there! I'm a figmentation of your sober consciousness.
Mr. Customer, we serve alcohol at low rates.
Low rates.
Yeah.
That was the grossest one.
Yeah, God.
2, 3, 4, 5.
It's different.
Oh, Piche, that's nice.
Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer.
Can you just do like one? Mr. Customer.
Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer.
All at once.
Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer, Mr. Customer.
We're... Oh, hey, truck. If you want access to the entire behind-the-scenes package, consider donating $10 towards my Kickstarter campaign. You will be sent all of the behind-the-scene footage, along with just about everything else that went into the making of this. At the start of 2025, I was almost 190 pounds. Not fat shaming, but like, I don't want to be 190 pounds. Well, you can see me be 190 pounds in the BTS. You can see Ryanstorm minus neck. As hard as I have been working on the animation, I do realize a health balance is just as important. If you do nothing but force yourself to work, then you wind up making things that, although were very fun and although were nice final products, I was never truly proud of, as they were often rushed to pay bills or meet deadlines rather than putting my entire heart or soul into it, because my God, do I really need to pay rent every month. And for that reason, while you're working, as much as you do need to meet deadlines, you must also find ways to pace yourself. You must keep healthy, and you need to find inspirations and small distractions as to stay occupied eternally. For that reason, I've taken up running on the daily, and I do mean every single day, for a current equivalent of 10 kilometers in the woods and up a mountain.
For all the time you spend running up a mountain, doing your best, pushing as hard as you can, improving each time, you have to remember, for all the work you do to run up, there's a way back down. And the way back down, you cannot let up your speed, you cannot let up your strength, but you have to think of it as a reward, a much easier reward, in which you, after having worked so hard to get to the top of a 4-mile mountain, have now had the reward of the adrenaline and the fun of running back down, just to do it all again tomorrow, and do your best to get faster and work harder. That is the essence of not only running, but every single endeavor you take on in life. That entire journey back down, as things get easier and easier until you can eventually rest and reap the reward of the strength that you put into something you care about.
You can support this project, Penguin Midnight, by backing me on Kickstarter.com. I'm working hard to make sure absolutely everyone who is helping out is fairly compensated, as well as creating the absolute best art possible for the enjoyment of the people who will soon view the cartoon. However, I do fully understand economic instability and that times can simply be tough. So in a case like that, spreading the word can be just as valuable. Please consider supporting Penguin Midnight on Kickstarter, and do the absolute best you can to create something beautiful.
Yeah. One of my favorite shots.